All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining us again for another Friday. I am not Mapuana. Mapuana is currently traveling. She's on the Diamond Club sourcing trip. And if you follow her on Instagram, you've probably seen it looks really cool. So I believe she is in Pennsylvania, and Joan and a few other ones are there for the sourcing trip. That's the first of the sourcing trips for this year. There's another one coming up, and what days are it? It's July, also towards the end of July, and that one is going to be in Oregon. And you'll get to see peppermint and Roman chamomile. So we've got another sourcing trip coming up, and that's super, super exciting. But I'm sure that once Mapwana gets back, she'll be able to share with us all the cool stuff that they've seen at the Birch Distillery. So hopefully she'll share that with us on one of these meetings. But again, like I said, I'm Bree, so I am simply filling in for her today. And we are going to keep it really simple today and talk about something that I know a lot about. But before we get started on what oils you should take and what products you should take with you when traveling, let's just kind of go over this month's promos, and that way you can ask any questions. And if you've already used some of these products, just kind of give me your opinion, or maybe some things that you like to use them for. So let me see how do I do this. Like I said, this is like a super fancy Zoom version. I think I'm doing it correctly. Yeah. Okay. And let me do this here. Perfect. Dee, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen that says new month promos?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So let's go over the promos that we've got going on for this month, because it's a lot. So the best part about this month, it's a 200 PV promo. If you're not real sure what PV is or where you can find it, get with the person that invited you to this call. But PV basically stands for product value, and each of our items have a product value. When it comes to essential oils, usually the product value and the dollar amount are about the same, just a little tip there. And so this month, if you make a purchase of 200 PV or more, you will automatically get our full body sun care spray and after the sun spray. I am completely in love with our sun care line. This is actually pretty semi-new to doTERRA. We haven't had the sun care line for too long. I want to say maybe a year or two, maybe two. I'm getting it confused in my head now. But excellent, absolutely excellent products, along with everything else that doTERRA does. We strive to make them as clean as possible, and this one is as clean as it comes. So it's free of all those gunky ingredients that we do not want on our body, and just all the good stuff to provide us with the adequate amount of protection against the sun. And then the after sun skincare product, which is the one in the white bottle. That one smells amazing, and it's great to just kind of help your skin just replenish after it's been out in the sun, even though it is protected, but we still want to provide it with some additional moisturizing ingredients. And so actually, I kind of like using it as a lotion as well, and it's very cooling. And like I said, it smells amazing. So you'll get both of those products absolutely free with a 200 PV order this month. And this is not just for loyalty customers. This is if you know someone that's interested in doTERRA, they will also get those free with a 200 PV promo. Now, for all of you who are part of our loyalty program, TerraShield is the free oil of the month. And this is perfect because just yesterday, actually, just yesterday, I realized, oh, okay, well, bugs are in full effect here in Texas and they're everywhere. So as you know, TerraShield is our repellent blend. And this is the full 15 ml oil. So that's really great because you can take some of the oil, and make your own little spray bottle to carry around with you with TerraShield in it. It is certified as a repellent. So what that means is it's extremely effective. You can also throw some drops of TerraShield into your diffuser, have it outside just to keep the bugs away, and it is completely safe. It's not like the other insect repellents out in the market that are actually very, very dangerous, and you don't want to be anywhere around, especially your little ones or your pets. So TerraShield is definitely the way to go, and this month you get it absolutely for free. Then the next oil that is part of May's promotions is geranium. Geranium is very similar to rose. It has a lot of the same beneficial properties and kind of smells like rose as well, but it's a lot cheaper. So if you've been trying to get your hands on rose, rose is a little bit more of an expensive product. Geranium is a good alternative to that. It's excellent for us as women for all sorts of issues that we may be facing as women. It smells absolutely delightful, and it is 10% off this month. And then we've got a couple of limited time only products. The first one that you can see on the screen, it's way down here at the bottom, is the Costa Brio along with a car diffuser. So it's like a little plug-in that you put in your air vent, and it's this little, you can see it's like a little circular black item down here. And then on the front part of it, you can put some drops of whatever oil it is that you prefer. And that way, as you have the AC on in your car, then you'll be able to enjoy some of those aromatic benefits from whatever oil you're using. You can get the diffuser along with the Costa Brio oil. And this is actually one that's being sold for the first time. Those of us who went to leadership got a chance to try it out and give our opinions on Costa Brio. I do remember it being a little bit more masculine than the rest of our oils are. Usually they're a little bit more florally, and that wasn't the effect that I got from the Coastal Brio. So, but a very clean, clean smell. And then the product that I was the most anxious about, which I actually just noticed that my husband still has his the ones that we were given at leadership to try out, and I almost like died because I used mine a long time ago, and I was like, really? You still have these? You haven't used them? And these are the Yarrow Palm under eye like masks. They feel so unbelievably amazing, and I could not wait for this to be released. So now we're able to purchase them. Sadly, they're a limited time only, so once supplies are gone or at the end of this month, that's it. We won't be able to purchase them until, whenever they release them again. So they're just, I'm sure you've seen a lot of the little under eye masks that have been going around, but these contain Yarrow Palm along with some really nourishing different other oils and ingredients to just really help soothe that area that's so delicate, decrease some of the puffiness and the dark circles. Your under eyes feel so hydrated after you've used them. And again, made with really clean ingredients, so you don't have to worry about, what might be getting in your eye. And then also we now have the reformulated version of our On Guard hand washing soap. So if you're not a super fan of the Abode one, now you've got the On Guard hand washing soap, the concentrate as well. Any questions on any of our promos or how you can get them? I'm gonna stop share real quick. No? Does anyone have anything in particular that they'd like to share about any of those products like geranium or TerraShield, or if you had a chance to try the Yarrow Palm, any particular ways that you like using them?
Well, the TerraShield, I'm gonna get some of the unscented doTERRA lotion and put some drops in there because, like you said, I think we have no seums here in California because they are really because sometimes I wake up in the morning and have a bite. I'm like, how did they get? I'm wondering if they're getting up under the covers. So yeah, so I'm gonna make that and apply it before bedtime. So when I'm sleeping, hopefully I'll keep them repelled.
Oh, that's such a smart idea, Dee. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, I forget we have that unscented lotion. I just added to there. There you go. Full day protection.
Yep.
Awesome. That's a great idea. I'm going to be doing that for sure. Here in Texas, oh, Jen, I don't know who else that's honest here in Texas, but I think this is bug capital. Like there are bugs everywhere all the time. And yeah, you just need like constant repellents all over the place. So anyways, all right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the next portion. And we are just going to talk a little bit about some oils that I personally recommend and other items that I recommend whenever you are traveling, and maybe just a couple of little tips. Now, I'm not like a travel expert by education, other than because of my husband's job and our volunteer work we are on the road and in the air a lot, at least a minimum of twice a month. And so I've had to learn how and what things to pack and take with me and what things to check for, because we are having to stay in hotels, sometimes Airbnbs, and you just want to make sure that you stay safe and protected and that you're not bringing anything back with you. So we're just going to talk about a couple of little things that I do to kind of make it a little bit easier and also to not have to take so much with you. At first when I got started with my oils and in traveling, I was legitimately taking like 1,000 of these bottles with me. So that only adds to the amount of things that you have to pack. And at the end, I realized I was not using all of them. I was not using as much as I needed to. And then I was misplacing them all over the place. So now I think I finally am at a place where I'm like, I've got this down to a science. So first off, the first thing that I want to talk about is especially if you are flying, On Guard sanitizing wipes, an absolute must. I have seen how the flight attendants, they do their best to try to clean up after one group exits and the next group is coming up, and so they're trying to do their best, but they just don't have time to really clean the seats and everything, all the touch surfaces. They just don't have the time to do it. So as soon as I get on the plane, I'm busting out my On Guard sanitizing wipes and I'm wiping down everything, the table that I'm going to set my drink on, my seat, anything that I'm going to touch, the belt, seat belt, everything. I'm absolutely wiping that down. And then these are just great as you're traveling. There is 50 wipes in this. These go a really, really long way. So you can use them to wipe down any kind of surfaces once you get to your destination. So if you're having to stay at a hotel, Airbnb, somewhere that you're not familiar with, these are also excellent to wipe down all of the surfaces, the light switch, the remote control too. That's also known as one of the things that never gets cleaned. So I love to use these and just kind of get all my area really nice and clean, and then I can relax. So that's my first tip is make sure you pack your On Guard sanitizing wipes.
Can I say one thing about those, Bree?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
And they are nice sides too. They're not small. They're really nice sides, and they're very moisturized.
I agree with you very much so on that. And that's why I prefer them because of the size. I feel like I get a lot of coverage. Depending on the size of the room that we're staying in, usually I just use one wipe for all of those touch surfaces and I don't need multiple ones. So yeah, I totally agree with you. The other thing that I am very conscientious of, especially last year, I don't know if you all saw, but there was a huge increase in the infestation of bed bugs, especially overseas. And then they started making their ways here. I mean, it was bad. Of course, I saw one article and then, all your articles pop up and it's just like bed bugs everywhere. If you know anything about bed bugs, I hope you don't have to, because they are really, really terrible to have to get rid of, and they multiply and they spread. So what I like to do is, of course, one of the best things is when you are entering the room that you're staying in, again, hotel, Airbnb, it doesn't matter how nice or how costly this place, bed bugs don't care. So the first thing that I do is I actually remove all the sheets and I check the mattress. Hopefully the place you're staying in uses one of those mattress covers that completely zips around the mattress. That really helps to eliminate how long or if the bed bugs are able to stay. So that automatically gives me warm and fuzzies when I see that the bed has one of those mattress covers. Um, then I lift up the mattress. We lift it up just to make sure there isn't any indications of there being bed bugs. Usually that would be some kind of like blood stain, because that's what they like to do is they just like to come and, do their thing. So usually it's little blood stains that you'll see on the mattress. Oh, go ahead, Marva.
The Terra Shield, I like to take that and spray it on the mattress after I've taken the sheet off and then put back the sheet that I want on.
That you're gonna use. Yeah, absolutely. And I know some people they'll take their own sheets. I haven't quite gotten there. Although I'd probably feel a lot better. I'm thinking just probably pillow covers is maybe where I'll start. But yeah, that's another great tip. So once I've inspected it to know, okay, I'm gonna be sleeping here. And actually not too long ago, it wasn't on the mattress, but I did find a dead bed bug in the bathroom, and immediately we were out of there. No, 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 I'm not messing with that. And again, like I said, it was a nicer hotel, so they don't care. Bed bugs do not care. All right, so once I've done my inspection, then I have my spray, my bed bugs be gone. So I mainly focus on spraying this over my items. So my suitcase, my backpack, any of those things, whatever it is that I'm taking in there, I like to spray it because it is more of a deterrent than something that's going to necessarily kill the bed bugs. They're actually really hard to kill. But so at least it'll keep it off of my items. Another huge tip is you never want to put any of your personal items like your backpack or your luggage, whatever. You never want to put them on your bed, and also avoid putting them on the floor. I personally always put everything on top of a table. They also have those luggage, I forget what they're called, but where you can most hotels have them. You can lay your luggage on there. Usually it does have some fabric on there, so I'll actually spray this on there, then apply my luggage. And I'll do it again as well before leaving. I'll make sure and I'll spray it. What's in that is arbor vitae, peppermint, and lemongrass. That's what I have in here. And then I will put some rubbing alcohol in there as well, and then fill the rest up with water. But that's all it is. It's arbor vitae, peppermint, and lemongrass. Or like Marva suggested, Terra Shield. Terra Shield will also help. I picked these just based off of some research that I was doing, and those seem to be the ones that most came up to help against the bed bugs. So that's what I did. For a bottle like this, and you might recognize it, I am completely reusing one of our On Guard hand sanitizing spray bottles. That's all this is. So for a bottle like this, I put about 20 to 25 drops of each of those in here. So those are my tips for keeping those away from you so they're not coming back home. Now, as far as what oils I take with me, I like to think about things that are going to help to keep me healthy and to not, ruin my, if I'm on vacation or whatever the case is, whatever we're traveling for, we're obviously there for a purpose. So that's kind of what I narrow my oils down to. Of course, we've got our supplements. Some of the best things that you can do with your supplements is get yourself one of these like little supplement carry cases, right? And you can separate all your lifelong vitality, whatever it is that you take on a daily basis. And then I also have in here on one side things that I might not take on a daily basis, but you never know. And then all I do to the inside, you might not be able to see it, is on the inside, I put whatever it is that's in there, I put a sticker. So in this case, I have Mito 2 Max that I sit in here. The one next to it is On Guard Plus Soft Gels is what I have in there. And this really helps to minimize the amount of space that I'm taking up. So super crucial, calculate how much of your supplements you need, put them in something like that. Of course, I've got my collagen sachets, my electrolytes. I know exactly how many I need, and I've got those nice, neatly packed away. The other thing that I do, and now these I do take the full size bottles, is the Flume or Flute recipe. So hopefully you're all familiar with what that is, but that's frankincense, lemon, on guard, and oregano and tea tree. So this is like our natural antibiotic. This is what we take when we really start feeling like we're coming down with something. And so I do take, these are probably the only ones that I take the full size bottles, because again, you never know how much of that you'll need. And I'm always, I'm a little oil crazy user. So when I really start feeling like I'm coming down with something, I'm going to be doing a lot of drops of that. So that for sure, I definitely pack. Of course, Digest Zen is the other one that I do pack a whole thing of this. Digest Zen is the oil that we take for any kind of digestive discomfort. It also really helps if you have motion sickness, any kind of nausea. If you happen to have maybe a runny nose and you have congestion, Digestin is also really great at all of those things. So Digestin always comes with us as well. Then the rest of the oils that I take, I usually just put in one of our little doTERRA keychains. And the little doTERRA keychains come with these small little vials of it. So some other things that I have in here is like cypress for circulation. I have more frankincense in here. Can never have too much frankincense. Eucalyptus is another one that I carry in here. Juniper berry, sometimes depending on, for us women, how long we've had to sit. Maybe it's a long flight or a long road trip that can cause some urinary tract issues. So juniper berry is something that's really great at that. And then clove. I remember, I think it was last time, Dee and Marva, that I was in California. I want to say, I don't know why I didn't pack my clove and I had a terrible toothache. Thankfully, Mapuana was there. And of course, all of you were there. So now I make sure that I never, ever leave without clove. So I just kind of think about what are some things that could possibly arise. And I want to make sure that I've got my oils to help keep me nice and healthy. So another one of these is helichrysum. I take my helichrysum roller bottle. This is particularly beneficial when it comes to if we need to stop any sort of bleeding. So I know Jenny, she had a situation one year when we were at doTERRA convention. It's really, really dry in Salt Lake City, and here in San Antonio, it's not. So we're not used to the dry weather. So obviously our skin starts going nuts. And Jenny, I believe it was a nosebleed that she had, and helichrysum is what stopped it. So I always take some helichrysum. Dee?
Geranium is also a nice one for coagulation, for stopping blood.
I know, and it smells delicious. It could also be your perfume too, right? So boom. Love it. The other oil I also take with me is rose. I take it in the Touch formula, not the actual oil, but I do take rose because of its high antibacterial properties. So should I get some sort of a cut or something, rose is going to be the best, my absolute best friend. Also, one year I started to develop a pink eye. And tea tree is usually something that you might go with, but rose was what helped me out because of its antibacterial properties. So since then, I never leave without my rose. I also carry my peppermint roller bottle, you know, for headaches, to help with any kind of jet lag, again, nausea, to just help keep me alert if we're having to drive long distances, to help regulate my body temperature. I do always run hot, so I've got my peppermint with me. And then to help with sleep, lavender's always been my absolute go-to. So you can do a lavender roller bottle, you can do the Serenity roller bottle, or now we have the Serenity the Serenity stick as well. That's a really great option. But as you see, usually most of my oils I take in little roller bottle form. So I've got this little roller bottle bag that I keep my oils in, the ones that I'm taking, and I usually try to limit it to that. The only other thing that, oh, well, I've got two more things to show here. So I took this bottle of lemon oil and I put one of these roller bottle tops on it. And all I do with this is I put On Guard concentrate cleaner along with some drops of lemon and a little bit of water. And this is my stain remover. So again, as you're traveling, you never know, you can get some stains on your clothing. And so I take this with me and it's nice and compact, and so it doesn't take up too much space. And then deep blue is the other thing that we need to think about if we're going to be walking a lot, which normally we are. We're a little bit more active on vacations. So I do take deep blue. I don't take this full version. Oh, the stick, yes. I don't take the full rub with me. I actually have a small little container. It actually looks quite like this. I'll just show it to you. I don't know where it's at right now. So I have a container, it's about this size, and I take that with me. We do have the little deep blue sample pouches that you can purchase. I personally don't use those when I'm for personal use. There's so much deep blue rub in them, and that I feel that I don't need that much on one occasion, and then I feel like I just waste the rest of it. So that's why I put it in these tiny little containers. Another tip that I like is I bought this little bag here. It's a little clear plastic bag off of Amazon, and then it came full of like little containers. These aren't the only ones. There's so many more. I just can't, they're all over the place. It came full of these little containers. So this really helped me to take some of my toiletries in there, some of these products, and it's in a nice size little bag that is approved for TSA. And all of the containers in here are under 3.4 ounces, which is what is allowed fluid-wise on TSA regulations. So I always like to do carry-on with me. I don't really like to check bags. And this has really been key in that. When it comes to the products that doTERRA already sells, like face, any of our skincare lines, Virage Skincare, all of the products within the Virage Skincare are under that TSA allowance. So you can always pack those with you. They're a lot smaller and compact. So if I have those, that's normally what I do. As far as like the bars for shampoo and conditioners, those are great because they're not going to go against your TSA allowance. So I definitely recommend those. Even our little Citrus Bliss lotion, that's under the limit that's allowed. So that's wonderful. The only thing that I ever have a problem with, because I always forget to order them when I need them, is the toothpaste. So our regular toothpaste, that's above the allowance. And I always forget to order the little sample toothpaste. So I always run into that issue, but just keep that in mind. If you have a trip coming up, you can order some of our toothpaste samples. And I think it's like maybe like 12 or so that come in one of those orders. And they're just small little sticks that are definitely under that allowance. All right, well, that's pretty much all I wanted to share with you today. I kind of went a little bit over time. So I'm going to share my screen again and display some of those in case you have any questions. Feel free to ask away, or any other tips that you all use when traveling.
Bree, what all did you say that you mix in your bed bug? You said arborvitae, peppermint, lemongrass, but you said alcohol and witch hazel, or what did you say you mix with that?
Oh yeah, so some rubbing alcohol, or you can do witch hazel instead if you don't want to use a rubbing alcohol. And that's probably about 70% of the liquid in there, aside from the oils, and then the rest is just water.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you layer a little bit of sandalwood with that rose, it smells divine.
I bet. I love sandalwood.
Mhm.
Love it. Love, 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 love it. Yeah. All right. Any other questions or any tips? Or anyone got anything exciting going on this
Now, I
summer?
do like to travel with my little pump hand wash. I put
Mhm.
it in a little pump and I travel with that. I keep that in my purse at all times.
Oh yeah, that's really good. I used to do that. I've kind of forgot that I used to do that and I got away from it, but you can always tell a difference when you're having to use other soaps. It really dries out your hands. Oh, Jenny?
Another thing that I started doing is I upcycled the Abode cleaner concentrate bottles. So when there's just a little bit left in there, putting in a spray top, that's another really good thing to utilize to clean and spray down things.
That is an excellent tip, Jenny. I love that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna save my little Abode bottles. Then you can take your little cleaner with you when you're traveling. And now that you mention that, I think that's another reason why I absolutely love that we have the laundry pods now. So even if you're not a big fan of using the laundry pods, at least when you're traveling, those are excellent to take with you. Marva?
I like taking the Lifelong Vitality, the sachets,
Mm,
and then I can just throw those in my purse because I know I'm gonna forget to, pack enough for when I'm gone.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Can you believe I used to take the entire box with me? And then I was like, this is taking up way too much room. Half of my luggage is just doTERRA stuff. D?
I just wanted to say that if anybody wanted the mud mask, you know it's going to be going away for a moment because there's an ingredient that doTERRA can't get. So if you want to get it, you better stock up on it because they said they only have like a month's worth supply left.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That is a really good reminder. If you haven't placed your order, even if you have, that mud mask is really excellent. It's also really great at not just on your skin, but applying it on your underarms to help get all those toxins out. So yeah, thanks, Steve, for that reminder. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us again. Mapuana will be back next week, and there'll be another amazing topic, I'm sure. But that's it for me for now. Thank you so much for joining, and enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend.
Thank you, Bree.
Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Bye. Bye. Thanks
Bye.
Cindy, for your help. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.